let's talk about jumping, one of the quintessential human forms of movement, fundamental to all manner of everyday outdoor fitness activities. And I'll show you some drills that you can do to become competent at jumping, especially landing properly and learning how to generate some explosive force off the ground, utilizing the full functionality of your amazing human foot. Sometimes the concept of jumping has been neglected by fitness enthusiasts who are climbing the stairs or jogging down the road, but we want to get good strength and resiliency to absorb impact in our tendons and connective tissue and muscles and joints throughout the body. So some jumping drills, throwing those in here and there, can be of great benefit, even if your main interest is jogging or pedaling a bicycle or swimming or doing things that are no impact. It's also extremely important to maintain connective tissue strength and functional muscle mass throughout life. It's believed now by many experts to be the fundamental predictor of longevity, is how strong and functional and good your joints are as you age, because we lose that stuff, use it or lose it. So now we're going to start introducing jumping as a routine element of everyday life and fitness activities. And in order to jump correctly and to land safely, you need a 5-toe minimalist shoe, such as the Peluva. Conveniently, I'm wearing some. But if you are thinking about all the running injuries, we did a whole video on that, the tremendous incidence of impact trauma and running injuries caused by running in cushy, elevated heel shoes. These are preventing your foot from absorbing impact properly and also preventing your foot from generating the rotational kinetic energy that allows you to jump in the air. So I'm going to show you the drills wearing the Peluva shoes. Of course, barefoot would be fantastic, but you might have a bit of impact trauma if you're not used to jumping up and down barefoot. So this gives a great compromise because we have that 10 millimeters of padding where we can jump and land safely, but we're getting our toes engaged in our metatarsals and our Achilles tendon properly. So the first thing I'd like you to do is just experience what it's like to land correctly, jumping in the air and landing on the ground. If you are wearing this type of footwear, instead of a cushy shoe where you can not notice errors and not be penalized, you will naturally land on your midfoot up here on the ball of your foot. That's where your body will land, and then your Achilles tendon and your arch will flatten. The Achilles tendon will come to the ground, and that will represent the end of your landing. But you'll do that naturally and automatically if you're wearing the right shoes or barefoot. So as I jump up in the air, there's another perfect landing. Midfoot first, and Achilles tendon and heel flatten to the ground, as opposed to when we're running in those cushioned shoes and what's called heel striking. We're doing a miniature heel landing every time, and it's extremely jarring. Even right there, my brain didn't even want to show you that. It's so unfamiliar and so weird and so jarring. I felt it all the way up into my head and through my lower back when I landed on my heels, even on a 3-inch landing on the heels. So correct landing requires the functionality of the foot, meaning a 0-drop shoe with the 5 toes. Barefoot would be a little advanced since we're not used to it. Certainly you can practice on grass barefoot, but I'm demonstrating some jumping drills that we can do in the Peluvas. And the first one is to simply jump in the air and land gracefully. And if you're not that competent, you're only going to go up 3 inches, you're still going to experience what it's like to land gracefully. But if you want to get some height and get a feel for those balanced landings, and then a little bit advanced here would be to jump up, pivot 45 degrees, or pivot 90, pivot 180. So the only reason I'm suggesting doing this is when you spin, then you really have to concentrate and be aware and have that great proprioception of a correct landing. But of course, you can just do it in place without twisting and try to concentrate or spin. And guess what? You do a few of those, you get out of breath. It's a fantastic workout, and like a proper sprint workout, it sends a profound signal to the body to drop excess body fat, because when you jump in the air and land, there's an extreme penalty for carrying excess non-functional muscle mass. And so throwing in a few minutes, even 1 minute of aggressive jumping drills into your workout is fantastic fitness stimulation. Get your tendons and connective tissue strong, get your muscles strong, and learn how to land. And I use that term proprioception. That's the awareness of how your body's moving around in space. That's when you really tune in, when you have a foot that allows you to strike the ground in a barefoot style manner. So that's the basic jump, and then I'll show you some more advanced ones. These are called pogo jumps. I got familiar with these during my rehab from heel surgery, and now by practicing this on a regular basis, I feel really explosive like I never did before. And so it's helped not only strengthen the tendons in the injured area, but also throughout the lower extremities. So this will help you translate into all manner of fitness activity. I don't care if you're a slow hiker or pedaling a bike or playing pickleball, you want that tendon resiliency and you want that ability to land gracefully. So pogos is just jumping up and down without break, concentrating on that good landing and then the explosive takeoff. So as you get comfortable with this, to get more power, you want to flick those toes. So you want to dorsiflex the toes and then point them back down. Dorsiflex on the takeoff. You can hopefully see my toes are getting through some range of motion as I pogo jump. So I'm throwing those toes at the ground, flicking them up in the air, flicking them back down, and that's what's giving me some extra power. A set of 10 is great for those, or 20 if you're super fit, but pay attention to the point where you start to get some fatigue and your height gets less or your technique falters a little bit, and then cut it off. So short, crisp sets of very good technique and good explosive power. Those are the pogos. And now one more advance from that are the pogos with a kill bounce in between. So instead of taking advantage of your own momentum, you're going to jump up, kill the landing for a hop, and then jump back up. So I'll show you like this. Here we go. Pogos with the kill landing. So you really want to kill that landing. I was getting in trouble for not killing it enough, like, nope, kill, jump again, kill, jump again. Those are a little tougher than the regular pogos, but a great starting point to get some basic jumping competency going in your Peluvas. Thanks for watching.